Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to talk about shaping to and from nothingness for great musical expression. And honestly, I feel like this is one of my own personal secrets when it comes to really trying to be emotive at the piano, why people think that sometimes my playing may be more emotional or more expressive. And on this channel, I hope to share with you strategies, thoughts, insights, etc., often of my own creation, that I hope will help you in your piano playing, hopefully even other areas of your life as well. And this video is not really meant to be a how-to, so to speak. I do have a video that's called How to Play the Piano Extremely, Extremely Softly. I go into great detail there about how you can actually literally play that softly. So I would definitely search David Chang, play extremely, extremely softly, or how to play extremely, extremely softly, and you can get all the details there. Here, I'm trying to more get across just my thoughts on how coming from and going to nothingness. And nothingness, I really mean like the world of the very, very softest sounds, how that can lead to much more expressive playing. It really, to me, it could be very mysterious or poignant or nostalgic or, just all these really delicate, beautiful emotions that we encounter if we really enter this world of the softest sounds possible consistently. And it's kind of like we're just emerging like out of the mist, and then we kind of disappear back into the unknown. There's something to me personally that's very compelling and wondrous about thinking in this way. And it's not every pianist that will choose to do this as often. Some people might even say, oh, David's doing that too much. He really shouldn't overuse those softest sounds. But it's very much a personal part of my playing, and you can use some of these ideas as part of yours if it serves you, if you find it useful. So in a nutshell, in terms of the how to play extremely, extremely softly, I'll just say that first, I usually advocate my all loud with accents touch. You can search David Chang all loud with accents if you want to hear my thoughts on that. And that's basically learning to play with a nice, confident, weighty touch. And if you search David Chang holding and relaxing, which I reference often too, that talks about how you can learn to relax not only your fingers, but also your shoulders, wrists, arms, other parts of your body. So in this video, I'm going to assume a baseline, good, relaxed technique overall. And I'm also going to assume you watched that How to Play the Piano Extremely, Extremely Softly video. So, all the how-to and stuff is not really specifically in this lecture. It's more about my personal choice, essentially to start crescendos from pianissimo or 3Ps and do decrescendos to 3Ps. Like that is my default, regardless of the overall dynamic level. Of course, there can be exceptions. Of course, there may be times when I am crescendoing from mezzo forte to fortissimo and then back to mezzo forte. There may be times when I'm crescendoing from fortissimo to fortissimo, very loud to very, very loud, and then back down to very loud. But my default is in coming from and going back to the softest sounds possible. And I'll try to just show you a few different examples here. And I'll also tell you if I think if it's successful or not. And I'm not even going to play the other hand just for simplicity's sake. And I'll use the pedals as well too. So for instance, a melody I've been using a lot is the melody from One Summer's Day from Spirited Away. I thought that could have ended a little softer. Maybe that's okay. It's a little better. So a lot of the time when people play this, they might play like, they might start like, they might play all the same. They might start like this. I really like to start not from medium or even soft, but ideally from pretty much the softest sound that I can produce. It could be a surfacey touch. It could be going a little bit more to the bottom of the keys. But I'm starting from this very, very soft touch. And then at the end, And it's almost like caressing the keys, getting to that pretty much as soft as possible again. And then the next part, starting from as soft as I can here, and then getting soft. And and sometimes depending on the piano, I'll be like, oh, this note's actually a little bit easier at this exact moment to play really, really soft compared to the other one. I try to be very sensitive to those, even the slight differences between the keys. And if I were to play this loudly for some reason, I would still close it by default very, very softly. I would like to think that this is also because this is often what happens naturally in singing and in speech. So it would sound odd if that, like even if I'm talking very loudly, if I suddenly accent at the end of a sentence instead of just normally talking and then I close the end of the sentence. The end of it was still very quiet. Like even like I can talk overall soft, overall medium, and then the end of the sentences end quietly. Or I can talk much louder, but then the ends of the sentences I can still end quietly. Like the li is still very soft. So I don't know that this was a conscious decision on my part, but I noticed that it does kind of mirror how we naturally sing and speak as well too. Because I was really thinking like what examples should I often do not even plan the examples in these videos, to be honest, because they're pretty off the cuff. For a long time I haven't played, sometimes it's called Terra, sometimes it's called Tina's theme or Terra's theme from Final Fantasy VI by Nobuo Uematsu. And I was thinking about that. Yeah, so even this, I might want to start this really quite softly. And then, as soft as I can. I might choose to get softer there, or I might play that out. But then here, I could, yeah, I mean that's it'll be either very soft or very, very soft. If I get louder there, I'm definitely going to close it as quietly as I can. And it's not just the volume, I'm trying to take care at the end of the tone. And when I say take care, I mean that it's not just like cut off all of a sudden. It's not played with like a staccato or detached touch. It's more like I can't even bear to let go of the note. So it's just like, more elongated, softer note. And then it kind of closes very nicely. At least that's the way I'm trying to think about it in my mind. Another example I was thinking of, Chopin Etude Opus 10 number 3. And so a later part of it, it goes. So as I'm starting this, I'm by default trying to start very, very quietly. Messed up the left hand. But in any case, so I'm starting very quietly, and then I arrive here, okay, and then I keep going. If I want to be nostalgic or quiet here, or if I want a special feeling here, I'll start this quietly. Maybe this part. So play this part out. Maybe I'll shape this down. Maybe I'll start this quiet. Maybe I'll back away. I would ideally like to close that softly. And then probably this next part I will start from the very, very quiet again, and then grow from there. Haven't practiced that in a little bit either. Okay, and I'm just going to show visually in the music too, briefly. So, let me see. I think I might as well show, just because I've talked about One Summer's Day so often, if I am literally marking in the music, let's say I'm notating here. If I'm, playing from this part. Yeah, if I'm starting from soft. So I'm starting from as soft as I can. And then at the end, if I'm successful, wait. I'd want to close this as quietly. Maybe that's too loud. But yeah, I'm really wanting to close this very nicely. And so in my mind, I'm thinking of this as starting from, so for me, like 3Ps is pretty much as soft as is possible to be. And then I'm getting to, I don't know, it could be mezzo piano, it could be mezzo forte, it could be mezzo piano. And then this is going to be 3Ps, but I don't normally write it this way because by default, I am coming from as soft as possible and then going back to as soft as possible. And when I see a crescendo, my default is going to be starting from the softest possible. When I see a decrescendo, my default is going to be going to as soft as possible. And it is situational. There may be plenty of times when it's like there's a section of a sonata, let's say, and it's building in intensity. And I'm not actually going to start from extremely softly every single time I see a crescendo. But other times I might. That is something that I would say I lean more towards than perhaps other professional pianists. And I think it's a big part of the reason why certain sections come across in such an emotive manner. Hopefully, at least that's what I'm told. So hope that's useful to you. Let me know if you do the same thing or if you would consider doing the same thing. And if you did find this useful, interesting, please let other people know about the channel and like and subscribe if you want to support the channel and see more of this content. And yeah, thank you. Looking forward to the next one.